In the heart of post-war Japan, a country rebuilding from ashes, a small sewing machine company clanked to life. It was 1946, and the founder, a man named Konosuke Matsushita, had a vision bigger than bolts and wires. He called his company Matsushita Electric Industrial Co., but the world would one day know it by a different name, Panasonic. At the time, Japan's economy was on its knees, yet Matsushita saw opportunity where others saw rubble. He believed in the power of affordable electronics to change lives. Radios, light sockets, batteries, simple products, but vital during a time when homes were being rebuilt piece by piece. His first goal? Bring electricity to every corner of Japan. By the early 1950s, Panasonic radios were in homes across the country. Reliable, functional, and cheap, they were everything a struggling family needed. Matsushita wasn't just selling products. He was rebuilding dignity, one radio at a time. Employees at Panasonic weren't just workers, they were family. Matsushita famously said, "A company is its people." He created housing, healthcare, and even training programs for his staff, way ahead of his time. In the 1960s, the world took notice. Panasonic expanded into the US, Europe, and beyond. They brought Japanese efficiency and quality to a global stage. And suddenly, the little brand from Osaka was everywhere. Television sets became their crown jewel, sleek, modern, and reliable. They were the centerpiece of living rooms from Tokyo to Toronto. Panasonic had become a global powerhouse, and Matsushita, a legend. But he remained humble. He once said, "Profit is not the purpose of business. The purpose is to improve society." That philosophy guided every decision, and it worked. Panasonic soared through the 70s and 80s. They were behind some of the world's most iconic devices, from cassette players to VHS recorders. For decades, Panasonic was a symbol of Japanese innovation and quality. But even giants have weak spots. By the 1990s, competition was fierce. Sony, Samsung, LG, they were faster, flashier, and bolder. Panasonic, known for being cautious, began to feel outdated. Their products were solid, but uninspired. The digital age hit hard. While Apple and Samsung sprinted into the future, Panasonic stumbled. Their TVs were still great, but who wanted bulky plasma screens when sleek LCDs were the new trend? They missed the smartphone wave entirely. While competitors launched revolutionary devices, Panasonic's phone division flopped. In 2013, they pulled out of the smartphone market altogether. It was a painful retreat. Behind closed doors, executives scrambled. Losses piled up. At one point, Panasonic was bleeding over $9 billion a year. The brand that once lit up homes was now struggling to stay relevant. But like the best comeback stories, they refused to disappear. Instead, Panasonic pivoted. They looked beyond TVs and phones into electric batteries, automotive tech, and smart appliances. Quietly, they began reinventing themselves. One bold move, partnering with Tesla. Panasonic became a key battery supplier for the Model S, betting big on electric vehicles. It wasn't glamorous, but it was smart. And it paid off. Today, Panasonic produces some of the most advanced lithium-ion batteries in the world, powering millions of EVs. They're not just making gadgets anymore, they're helping shape the future of energy. And in homes, they've gone smart. From refrigerators that track expiration dates to air purifiers powered by AI, Panasonic is blending old-school reliability with futuristic tech. Slowly, the world began to notice. In Japan, they never really left the spotlight. But globally, Panasonic's comeback was quieter, subtler. No splashy keynotes or viral ads, just dependable innovation backed by a century of experience. They started lighting homes with radios. Now, they light up skyscrapers, airports, and entire cities. Their LED tech powers Tokyo's skyline. Their solar panels line rooftops from Kyoto to California. Konosuke Matsushita died in 1989, but his legacy lives on. His belief in people-first business still drives Panasonic's culture today. Every innovation, every pivot traces back to that original vision of service. In fact, Matsushita once said, "No matter how advanced the world becomes, the foundation of business is trust." And maybe that's why Panasonic endured. Not because they chased trends, but because they built trust. They didn't always get it right. Remember the 3DO console in the 90s? A gaming flop so bad, it makes the Wii U look like a blockbuster. But hey, every hero has a misstep. Speaking of missteps, if you've made it this far without subscribing, that's your cue. Go on, hit that button. Unlike a Panasonic Plasma TV, we won't fade out on you. Today, Panasonic is one of Tesla's biggest battery partners. Their joint gigafactory in Nevada is a marvel of modern manufacturing, churning out power for the cars of tomorrow, silently, efficiently, relentlessly. But Panasonic isn't stopping there. They're investing in hydrogen fuel cells, smart mobility hubs, and even sustainable city infrastructure. The quiet giant has found its voice again, and it's speaking the language of the future. They're also diving into AI, not to replace humans, but to assist them. Panasonic's vision isn't dystopian. It's human-centered, grounded in real-world problems and practical solutions. Just like Matsushita wanted. In Japan's aging society, Panasonic has even created robotic exosuits to help nurses lift patients. It sounds sci-fi, but it's real, and it's making life better for both caregivers and the elderly. From a tiny workshop in Osaka to a global footprint spanning 500 companies in 80 countries, Panasonic's journey is nothing short of epic. But it's not just about scale, it's about purpose. They're not chasing fads, they're solving problems. They're powering homes, cars, and cities. They're helping caregivers, easing climate change, and building trust, brick by brick, battery by battery. Matsushita once said, "The mission of a manufacturer is not just to make goods, it is to make people happy." That line isn't printed on a poster, it's embedded in the company's DNA. In Japan, Panasonic is everywhere, from train station screens to vending machines. But its spirit goes deeper, a commitment to service, to quality, to doing business the right way, even when it's hard. And in a world obsessed with disruption, maybe there's something radical about stability, about sticking around, about showing up year after year, even when no one's watching. Panasonic may not be flashy, but when your fridge stays cold for 20 years, or your battery lasts 300 miles, that's not luck, that's legacy. That's what happens when a company plays the long game. Their story isn't over. The road ahead is full of new challenges, climate change, automation, global competition. But if history tells us anything, it's that Panasonic doesn't shy away from hard roads. They've fallen, pivoted, and risen again, not through hype, but through grit, through people, through quiet brilliance. And in a noisy world, maybe that's the most powerful thing of all. So next time you see the name Panasonic on a screen, in a battery, or lighting up a city skyline, remember the journey, not just of a company, but of a vision. From Rubble to robots, from radios to renewables, from one man's dream to a global legacy. Panasonic isn't just a brand, it's a story of service, of perseverance, and of quietly changing the world.